you can tell from this video they try to paint the picture of not being too much in favor of the gun law, as you can guys can probably see. Um, one part I want to go to is I get started off. How do whoever want to take it first individually? How do y'all guys feel about the new gun law?
Go ahead, Ro.
You know, I didn't think it was gonna be Wild Wild West. I don't like it or dislike it. Reason being, majority of the laws that's enacted are not in our best interest. And the reason being, I give for example for this law, something a lot of people don't discuss. There's something new about this law that affects us directly. And the reason being is that now, which it wasn't, the police, if they had a reasonable concern, if you're carrying a firearm, they can go and disarm you and run you. Before this law, you could open carry, do whatever, and you'd have to be committing a crime. It would have to be something serious. It had to meet some certain criteria before the police can card you. You could walk around and demand and flex your rights. Now you can't flex that right, and now it's left up to police discretion. Now, who do you think that discretion is going to weigh more on? It's going to weigh more against us. And so, for that reason alone, I don't like the law. Other than that, I think everybody should be able to carry. I don't think if it's now with training, be responsible gun owners with training and make sure that because your body can't do what your mind haven't been. And if you haven't trained, if you haven't constantly focused on the four laws and everything, when it's that time to make that split second decision, then if you haven't been trained, you're more likely going to make a mistake. You're more likely going to end up in jail. So for that reason, just how it affects us. Now there are some good things. You can buy a compressor here in Texas. This is Texas made compressor without going through the checks. Now feds might get involved and all the good stuff, but Texas trying to make it seem like it's open if it's a Texas made suppressor. So that part I like, even though gun stores are not selling them right now like that. But other than that, so it's some things I like about it, some things I don't. Do I fear the law? No. Do I think that we should, as a community, as responsible gun owners, promote the fact that our community should still train? Oh hell yeah! So it affect us? Yes, on the police end, but should we be taking advantage of this? Yes. Should we be training more and emphasizing training more? So yeah. So to me, it's half and half, but yeah, that's pretty much what I'm thinking.
Okay, what about you, Nas?
Now I have to agree with Ro on that one, man, because that was one thing that I found is that more with the police involvement is now they don't need much. I mean, like Ro said, it's just up to the discretion now to run you. And in the state of Texas, I mean, we see a lot of videos about how to deal with police when it comes to handing over your firearms. But in Texas, they ask for that firearm, they ask to see your license, you got to give it to them. Um, what I like about it is that it helps, in a way, it helps the communities who need it. The impoverished minority communities, or what they call minority communities, because you know, that working single parent or whoever they may not have the funds to go to the class, get the fingerprints and everything like that. I mean, they can get the handgun, they can get the protection that they need, and then they can hopefully follow up with the training that comes after that. So that's the good part about it. But like Rose said, and like I believe it was Lieutenant Pena in that commercial, in that interview, a lot of people thought with the open carry that it was going to be like we say in Fort Worth, the wild wild west. I think when the open carry started, you saw there were a lot of people who were doing it, but then after a while, the novelty went away. That kind of died down.
Yeah.
People realized, you know what, maybe carrying open ain't the smartest thing to do. It's up to the individual, but I kind of feel this way with constitutional carry because, let's be honest, there's people who've been carrying it unconstitutionally this whole time. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
the only difference is that, there really isn't a difference because if you didn't know before, you ain't gonna know now. Now, the main thing is getting these people to understand the laws that they're missing out on learning because they haven't taken a course or they haven't done their due diligence in looking up the laws and understanding where you are prohibited to take your weapon. Because when you know these laws, you assess your own risk on whether you want to carry or not. So that's what I feel.